Hello everyone, I'm psychic medium Parul Khanna and I welcome you all back to my channel. What happens if a loved one dies by suicide? I understand, I realize that it's a very difficult and very sensitive video and a sensitive topic. Especially if you've lost somebody has died around you or in your family by suicide. If you're still in pain, in deep pain, if you're still grieving heavily, if you're hurt, you're angry, you're guilty, you're feeling guilty, or you're blaming somebody for it, I would suggest that you watch this video at a later time and do not add to your pain or agony right now. I decided to make this video about suicide and mediumship because a lot of people started coming back to me and asking for the same. And with the growing interest and growing request, I decided that I might as well speak about it and share my own experiences with you all. Because suicide, I believe, is a topic where which often, I would say, brings more questions than the answers. I would like to tell you all that across different religions, there are different teachings or different sayings or different concepts about this, about what happens if you die by suicide, if you commit suicide. I'm not going to speak about that. I'm going to tell you my perspective of what I've learned after interacting with the spirits of those people who died or committed suicide. And also with my discussions with other mediums across the world and their experiences. I'm going to share all those experiences. Based on that, I'm going to share my knowledge with you about this topic. When somebody chooses to end their life, then their families around or the society around them often reacts with a lot of confusion, grief, and judgment, and sadness. And a lot of questions keep popping up from their side, like, why didn't they tell us? Why didn't they reach out? Why did they leave us like that? Everything seemed to be okay. Everything was looking fine. Then why did it happen suddenly? All such sort of questions keep coming up. As an evidential medium, I connect to spirits and talk to them, including the spirits of people who have passed by suicide. A lot of them. I've done that. And I have observed that in a normal death also, the feeling of loss or sadness or loneliness is experienced after any death, but it is magnified many times if you are a suicide survivor, means if you've faced somebody, a suicide in the family of somebody, a dear loved one, then it is like highly magnified, and it becomes almost like extremely traumatic. The grief becomes complicated in many levels, at many levels. And people add to stigma. They feel a lot of shame also around their families, that, oh, someone in my family did this, how will other people think of us now? Apart from thinking about that soul or that spirit who's gone, the people who are left behind are in extremely difficult position. If you are a suicide survivor, meaning if somebody has committed suicide around you or within your family, then a lot of questions will pop up in your head, like, how did I misread the signs? How did I ignore the signs? I could have intervened. I could have done something for them. Why I could not see it before? But above all, one question definitely pops up, and that is, what happens after to those souls when they go to the other side? So, contrary to the belief, the common belief or common fears, the souls of those loved ones who are gone by suicide, they are able to cross over to the other side. They don't get stuck en route, or they are not banned or banished from entering or making their transition onto the other side. Losing a loved one is difficult, but when a family member or friend dies by suicide, the emotions are extremely high, and they are added by isolation of self. So, what happens to the souls that end up their lives by suicide? So, when you die, whether by suicide or in any other way, in a regular way, you always return to the source energy. You return back to the spirit world. You look back at your life. You do face your life review, and you are shown or you see that every decision, good or bad, what you've done, how it has impacted you, your life on earth, and others all around you. So, a lot of good and bad things are shown to them, and they see their reasons, their decisions, even for committing suicide. They're shown that. But contrary to the belief, like in some religions, that they will go to hell, or they will go to eternal paradise. None of that happens. They go back to the spirit world. They have to understand what happened in their life lessons, what all did they learn, what all did they do or they didn't do. All that is shown to them. So they don't go to hell or any place. It is like they just go back to their own source, and that is, they go back to the source energy, which is going back to the spirit world like any other spirit. So the next thing is, which is normally asked to me, is, do the souls who commit suicide, they linger on or they just cross over? And the answer is that some of those souls who die by suicide, they are able to go. They just feel it's a choice and it's okay. They are not ashamed of what they did, and they just go and cross over, and they just feel that they will go and sit with their spiritual teams and talk about it. Then there are certain souls who are full of guilt, full of sadness, and they have fear and shame. They're feeling that. And then they have that fear of being judged when they go to the other side. And they like to linger on. They don't want to just cross over unless until they're told by the spirit guides and other people who come to take them that they need to go and they need to face all those questions or face everything and then move ahead in life. And then there are certain souls who are gone by suicide, who are very, who realize that they made a huge mistake. They're desperate to get back into the bodies, and when they're not able to do that, then they want to seek forgiveness from those left behind, their families. And for that, they want to stay on for a while. They try to do that desperately, but sometimes they're like, in a way, they're not able to speak to them or make them understand that how they're feeling, all that repentance, they're not able to show. But again, they are told by their spiritual team to move, make a move, and start their journey towards the spirit world. In my experience as a medium, I find that people who have taken their lives, when they reach the other side, then they get an opportunity to work through their pain in a very non-judgmental and unconditional manner. Nobody says anything to them that you did such a wrong thing, but they're asked to look into all that they thought, all that they did, and they work through their pain. They even receive a lot of healings from, you can say, the doctor kind of guides or people or healers there, healer spirits. And they're taught, spiritual wisdom is given to them about the wrongdoings, about the wrong decisions of taking their own life. So they're not just discarded or abandoned there. They're asked to work on their pain and understand that this is not the right thing. So, how can you best help a soul who's gone by suicide? It can be, you can feel a lot of anger towards them. You can feel a lot of resentment for what they did, for their decisions. But I think the best way to help such souls is to understand that they were also in pain or in a tough, challenging situation, and release your anger and forgive them. Even the souls who want to linger on due to the fear of being judged on the other side, or due to the fear and guilt or shame, or like they want to be forgiven, they want to linger on and seek forgiveness. It's best to forgive them so they are also able to cross over and move to the other side. So, what kind of signs do these souls who go by suicide send to their loved ones here on earth? Pretty much the same ones as any other spirit would send. Like they would like to make their presence known around them. They will send a particular smell, or they will play a particular song on the radio or TV. They will, kind of just make you feel a little breeze on your body or your face, a little touch somewhere, your name being called out. They're all the signs which any other spirit would send. So they also try and send to let them know that yes, we did this, but we are still around and we love you and we are sorry. So, do these souls who go by suicide, do they regret their actions? Well, yes. Regret is the number one emotion that I have seen during such readings when I'm connected to a spirit who passed by suicide. They really regret having such thoughts and doing such actions, doing this, getting, committing suicide, and leaving regret in a big way, leaving everybody behind in a big mess, feeling very bad, regretting the way they have caused so much of pain and hurt to their families, and in a way put them in a miserable, hurtful, and shameful positions, as most of them feel. So they really regret. But it's not the same for every spirit who goes or commits suicide. It's not the same. I've had one or two spirits like that who died committing a suicide. But when I asked them how do they feel about their actions, then they were quite upfront and they said, no big deal. My life sucked. My life was really bad here. And I wanted to move on and see some other things. So I ended it. So they were not having that kind of regret. And they said, my journey was over here on earth. Whatever I had to learn, I've done. And I was ready to move, even cutting short my life and going away faster. In my experience as a medium and connecting to several spirits, even the suicide ones, I know that there is something called a soul contract where we pre-decide what we are going to do while our journey on this earth when we incarnate, what lessons, what soul lessons we are going to learn. And that's all part of our soul contract. And sometimes we come with very, very hard lessons, soul lessons, and we come with very hard weight. And these souls have a higher probability of committing suicide. But it is not the case with every spirit that passes by suicide. There are a lot of spirits or souls who are almost on the verge of suicide, but then they realize that no, we still need to do a lot. And they are not able to go or cross over, they come back. So it has also happened. Suicide is never the right choice, never ever the right choice. And it's in a way you break the promise of what you do or what you decide with your spiritual team, your spirit guides, and your soul family before you reincarnate. So you're not able to fulfill your soul lessons. And if you don't, you have to learn it, whether you do it here or you do it on the other side. In my experience, most of these souls who go by suicide do feel that it was a very selfish act, that they just left their life abruptly and they ended it. And they could have stayed over, tried to find ways to do things better, to learn their lessons, to fulfill their lessons, and not to leave their family members mourning for a lifetime or living in shame and hurt their whole lives. So an instant regret sets in for all those souls that they just left abruptly and it was a wrong decision. They understand that. So, what does a soul feel after committing suicide and leaving? Well, a suicidal soul, before the act happens, is in a state of pain, numbness, or sorrow, make it impossible for them to love or to live their life fully. But when such souls cross over to the other side, they are in a place, in a realm of love again. They can feel love again. And they can look at their life and, heal their emotional wounds and understand their life lessons, or understand what could have been a beautiful life was not a good choice to make to end it. But there's only love and compassion on the other side, totally non judgmental. And I often find them giving me such messages, that I'm at peace now. I'm always with my loved ones around and I love them. Please tell them that I am sorry. This often comes through from them. I would ask all or tell all who are having negative thoughts, who are going through any mental, or emotional pressures, please don't think negative like this. Don't think of committing such an act. Don't cut your life short. Rather, speak openly. Reach out to your people, to your family, to your friends. Reach out to support groups, find help and live your life happily. And on the other side, the grieving families, you know, they should also reach out, grieve, but then let go and forgive such souls if it has happened in your family. If you're looking for a mediumship reading with me, then please find the details in the description box below this video. Thank you all for watching and being with me. And before I leave, I would request you all again to please like this video, share it with everybody who would like to see this, and do not forget to subscribe. If you've not done it, please do it right away. And do not miss the bell icon. Please press it so you can stay connected. I would love to stay connected with you all. Thank you.